Good then.
Hi, I'm Jordy.
And I'm Steve.
And this is Thorndale Theater Talk. This is a podcast where we're talking about movies, TV shows, and anything in that entertainment industry. Right, Steve-O?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, get excited.
Hell yeah.
Remember to follow us on Instagram at Steven Centrella.
Yes.
Twitter at Thorndale Talk, our official Twitter page.
Yes.
At Kibbles312.
Definitely.
And at Steven Centrella.
If you want.
And Facebook page, Thorndale Theater Talk.
That you should.
Yeah. And the YouTube channel.
Yes.
Thorndale Theater Talk.
Yes.
Where to like, subscribe, comment on our videos, what you want to hear, and criticize us. We'll get better if you want to.
Yeah, give us some criticism. All I want for Christmas is criticism. So, make it happen, Captain.
Christmas already.
You know, they're already playing Christmas movies.
I know.
Like,
as soon as it hits November 1st.
Exactly. They're
already like, fuck Thanksgiving. We're going right to Christmas.
Well, to be fair, are there any, like, Thanksgiving movies?
Charlie Brown, man.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Sorry, Charlie Brown.
Don't shut down Charlie Brown.
But yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, but yeah, it's already to the season.
Yeah, to the season.
Yeah.
So also to, wow, just got sidetracked there.
Mm-hmm.
Also to listen to us every Tuesday on streaming services. Whoa, Jordy, all right? Streaming services.
You got this. On
like Spotify, Apple Podcast, or Breaker, or watch us on YouTube.
Hell yeah.
You know,
you can see our fun hand gestures.
Yeah, like right now.
Do the robot.
All right, Steve-O, this is our 35th episode.
Wow, we're 35 years old.
That's not how it works.
Oh, okay, my bad.
But your mind's in the right place. Your mind's in the right place.
Is it?
No.
Okay.
All right, so your movie of the week.
My movie of the week this week was The Impossible. It was the movie with Naomi Watts, Ewan McGregor, Tom Holland. So the movie's based on a true story. It's about the tsunami that happened in Thailand. It was like 2004. So it's it's about this family who their experience, what they went through during that tsunami. They were there celebrating Christmas, doing like a getaway Christmas thing, vacation thing, and then of course the tsunami hits. It is a very intense movie, like super intense. Like, all right, I knew it was gonna be intense walking into it. Like, I knew it. Like, but still, like when you're watching, you're just like, oh my god, like the shit that they went through. Just like, oh, especially like they actually do like scenes of them in the like the actual tsunami part, and just like the hits they go through. I'm just like, oh god, like it's just, all right. All right. Because you watch those hits.
It's the greatest reaction to a movie in a
review.
But
you watch those hits and you're just like, holy fuck! How are you still walking? Like, God bless you, but like, holy shit!
I mean, like, I believe it had to have been some of it exaggerated.
I don't know that
like a little bit. I'm coming from a guy who hasn't even seen it.
It seems like that's that. Also, okay. I did my little research. So all like the things that happened to them physically that you see is what happened. Okay. So, but the performances by Naomi Watts was unbelievable. Same thing with Tom Holland.
Tom Holland's a man.
He was like 12 years old, maybe 11 years old.
You saw the potential already.
Like, you really see the potential of his acting. It is so good. It's just like, watch this movie and you're gonna be like, holy crap! Like, Tom Holland, get like, bravo. Seriously. And even Ewan McGregor doesn't get enough credit for this movie. His performance was very well. Yeah. Naomi Watts was actually nominated for an Academy Award for this movie. She lost to Jennifer Lawrence from The Silver Lining Playbook.
That's a great movie.
So, you know, like that's
an understandable loss.
Like,
from a guy, once again, who hasn't even seen The Impossible.
Watch The Impossible and be like, wow, that's neck and neck right there, in my opinion. Yeah, like... Wow. Well, again, two different movies, two different scenarios, but still both great performances. So, yeah, just if you watch this movie, it's available on Netflix. Again, it's intense. It's based on a true story. It's very sad, very emotional, moving, very like heartfelt family. Like, because imagine if like you and your family went through this shit. Like, yeah, it's a tough movie to watch, but it's so good. Definitely recommend it. So. That's my review on The Impossible. And nice. Jordy, what was your movie this week?
The Squid and the Whale.
Oh yeah, The Squid and the Whale. The movie that's not about a squid and a whale.
It is not about a squid and a whale.
Yeah, forgot about that.
Are you like really upset that it's called The Squid and the Whale when it
And-
has nothing to do with the squid and a whale?
Like, a little bit. Not gonna lie. Like, on a scale of 1 through 10, solid 7.
Wow, to know that titles impact you that much. Damn. I'll be more careful of the movies that I choose in your consideration.
Solid 7.
Well, The Squid and the Whale is directed by Noah Baumbach, who did Meyerowitz Stories and Marriage Story that just came out.
Mm-hmm.
It was not his first. It came out in 2005. It was probably like, I don't know. It was whatever. It was like his third or something. You can tell that he like progressed a lot as he makes his own movies, which is really cool. And he definitely, I think he writes most if not all of his movies.
Yeah.
It's very good. Or it's I wouldn't say it's very good. It's pretty good. It's with Jeff Daniels, Dumb and Dumber.
Love Jeff Daniels.
What's that other one? The Newsroom. He's a good actor. Laura Linney, who is in Ozark and other movies that I currently can't think of right now, and also Jesse Eisenberg. And it's pretty good. It starts off a little slow. It's only an hour and 20-minute movie. It is literally about a parents who just got separated and are about to file for divorce, and how they deal with parenting of their two sons. And it starts off slow, but you kind of see what kind of characters these are and what their development as they grow, and it's especially the kids, to be specific. It's pretty good. You can tell it's a Noah Baumbach movie when you watch it. But,
okay.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. I'd recommend it. Only an hour and 20 minutes.
That's lovely.
Yeah.
Hour and 20 minutes.
Is that lovely?
Yeah.
What was that?
I don't know.
You sort of wave?
It's a wave.
Only YouTube people will understand what he's doing. All right, Steve-O, your movie of the week.
My movie of the week this week is Swiss Army Man. It's a movie I've always wanted to watch. It's on Netflix. It's with Paul Dano and Daniel Radcliffe. So the movie's about a guy who's stranded on a island, and to kind of pass the time and for his mind not going crazy, Daniel Radcliffe, who is a corpse, he becomes friends with this corpse, and he treats it like a human being, and they do weird adventures with each other. So it's a pretty good movie from what the reviews look like. It's only an hour and a half. It's got a 72 on Rotten Tomatoes, 7 out of 10 on IMDb, a 65% on Metacritic. So some solid reviews.
Yeah, solid reviews.
It's gonna be a solid movie, I think. I've always wanted to watch it, but I remember when I first saw the trailer for this movie, I was just like, "What the hell is this crap?" But it actually looks pretty interesting. So something I've always wanted to dive into, and I'm gonna hit it up this week. I'm excited for it.
Nice.
Yes. Come on, man. Who doesn't love Paul Dano and Daniel Radcliffe?
Harry Potter and, soon to be the Riddler.
Yeah, and also Little Miss Sunshine, Love Mercy. He did. Oh, come on, Paul Dano's just a good actor.
He's a very good actor.
I do love him in Little Miss Sunshine.
Girl Next Door.
Oh yeah, forgot he was in that. Man, that movie was long ago. Holy crap!
He was in that movie.
I know, but that movie came out so long ago.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like it, but it has. Wow, when time hits you.
It definitely hit you just now. Did you just pretend to hit yourself in the head?
I did hit myself in the head.
But you did the little, it's a shake. All right, nice.
Yes,
Nice.
So I'm excited. So what's your movie of the week this week?
My movie of the week this week?
Yes.
It's Paddleton. With Mark Duplass, who was in The League.
Yes, I do love that show.
I think he was in The Martian. I could totally be wrong about that.
He was in Bombshell.
Nice.
Yes.
And he's also a very famous producer. I think him and his brother.
Yeah.
The Duplass brothers. But it's about. It says, after he's diagnosed with terminal cancer, middle-aged Michael asks his neighbor friend Andy to help him end his life before the disease goes. So that sounds not like a comedy at all, but...
Oh, Ray Romano's in it, too.
Yeah.
Deborah!
Oh, it is a comedy, it says.
Deborah!
Get out of here. But
Oh,
it's an hour... I know, it's your Ray Romano.
Ray Romano.
It's an hour and 29 minutes. Could be pretty good.
Should be fun.
Yeah, should be fun.
If he says... Deborah! I'm all in.
Congratulations.
I know.
I'll let you know if he says Deborah. I'll Snapchat it to you.
Perfect.
If that happens.
Perfect.
But yeah, I also this week saw a TV show on Netflix.
Ooh, what TV show?
Called Queen's Gambit.
Oh, how is that?
It's really good.
Oh, nice. I've seen it. Like
Anya Taylor.
Yeah.
It's 7 episodes.
Yeah.
It's about a woman who had kind of a troubling childhood who grew up in an orphanage and then fell in love with chess and became one of the best chess players while dealing with alcohol and drug abuse.
Man, that did seem interesting.
It's 7 episodes. It's really good.
All right.
It's all based off a book. I'd highly recommend it.
Like I play chess, but not to like that level like she's probably playing. So
No.
Yeah.
If you see this show, no.
Yeah.
Not even close to that level.
Not to that level, but like maybe I'll mix alcohol in there and see what happens.
Let's get to the news too, though. You like my reaction to that?
Yeah. All right, let's get to the news. So, as you all know, all of our news comes from ScreenRant.com. ScreenRant.com.
Nice.
Yes. All right. So, the first big piece of news that we have here. So, David Fincher signs a 4-year exclusive deal with Netflix. If you
huge.
don't know who David Fincher is, he is a director, well known for directing The Social Network, the movie Seven. What else? The Gone Girl.
Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
Girl with the Dragon Back Tattoo.
Zodiac.
He directed a few episodes of House of Cards.
He helped create Mindhunter.
So, yeah, you guys know who David Fincher is.
He's very good.
Yeah, so he signs a 4-year deal exclusively with Netflix. His next project he's been working on will be a Netflix original movie. Yeah. So, yeah. I find this very interesting because streaming is of course is the future of everything right now, especially with the pandemic going on. It's just increase in value, increase in popularity. So again, Netflix signing a big name director like this it's just showing where the future is movie wise and where it's going.
Yeah, I mean, we've been talking about it where streaming is obviously huge. I think we're definitely not the only ones who think that. I'm sure everyone in this entire world is understanding that streaming is becoming the big thing. And I mean, Fincher, this might be big for big name directors now too. I mean, Fincher did start out before Martin Scorsese's The Irishman came out. He did Mindhunter and House of Cards. He helped out on those shows, but I mean, maybe it did influence because he saw Martin Scorsese, who is definitely one of the best directors ever in film history, made The Irishman for Netflix. So maybe that made him sign a contract. But like I said, he did the shows before this, so he probably had an influence before. But
he had influence before, but also I think he just sees where,
he understands.
So, also, just more Netflix original movies that are going to be more Oscar nominees, probably, and stuff like that. So, just more fun stuff with
Netflix is tearing it up right now.
They really are.
Yeah.
It's interesting stuff. All right, so next piece of news. So, Fantastic Beasts 3 in talks for Johnny Depp's character with Mad Mikkelson. So Mad Mikkelson's in talks to take over as Grindelwald for the Fantastic Beasts series.
Yeah. Never even mentioned him last week's episode.
No, we did not. And honestly, I didn't even
Shame on us.
I didn't even think about this one. He is such a good actor.
Yeah, he's very good.
He's done very well with villain roles, such as in Doctor Strange. He plays the villain in there. Casino Royale, plays James Bond's villain. And also Hannibal, the TV show. Yep. So he is definitely an actor who definitely could take on this kind of role, I think.
Yeah, I think he can be really good, and I'm very upset that we didn't think of him.
I know, and you know what?
Such a good actor.
I really hope this one does go through. It just says they're in talks, and he's a possible candidate. But I really hope this is the one, because I feel if out of all people, I feel he would be the best choice. Some of the people we mentioned last week, but now thinking back, he would be the best choice for it, and I think he would do it so well too.
Yeah,
so
I agree.
And then also going off last week, because we mentioned how Fantastic Beasts 3 is delayed till summer 2022. They just recently announced it will be July of 2022, so a full year delay from their initial when they were supposed to be released. So they were supposed to come out July of 2021. Now it's going to be 2022. So full year pushback.
Yep.
But hey, if they sign him, Matt Mikkelson, they could get shooting right away. Like,
yeah, and hopefully this will be good.
Yeah, I'm excited. If that does go through, I'd be very excited for that.
Yeah.
So I hope that does go through.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next piece of news. So Wonder Woman 1984 reportedly may go to HBO Max. So they are still they still plan on releasing Wonder Woman in theaters. So still planning on that, but they're thinking of right at like a couple weeks after the theater release, they will send it to HBO Max for, again, opportunity for other people to watch it. This is something this is not confirmed yet. They're still just talking about it. Warner Brothers is partners with HBO Max, so I think it would be good for Warner Brothers to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Just because, like, this is what I've been saying since the whole pandemic. I feel like they should be doing this. Like, still release it in theaters, but after a couple weeks in theaters, then release it on video on demand. Just because, like, not everyone's going to go to theaters, and you just keep delaying it, you're losing money by not releasing it. So I know it sucks because, like, you want to go to the theater and watch it, but at the same time, you're also losing money by not releasing it.
Yeah.
So
I was adding on to that. Like, I always agree. You always been saying that, and I've agreed with you completely. It's just sad to see how, like, those blockbuster movies they're meant for theaters. Like,
they are.
Movie, as much as like, you can't deny streaming is great when you just sit on a couch and you put on a new movie that looks really good that came out on Netflix. But I love the theater experience, and I really wish or hope. I think it still will be that, like, big name movies will still hit the theaters. I think this.
It will.
Once things cool down, whenever that happens.
Try to, like, start going
Yeah.
into the right direction.
Yes. But
yeah, so unfortunately with the COVID cases spiking up, again, they and other, like, states are shutting down, so they're thinking about sending Wonder Woman to HBO Max.
Yeah, like, it makes sense. Like,
it does.
I completely understand, because, like, you put so much money into a project and you're waiting and waiting for that return, and there's a certain amount of time where you're like, you already you lost money so far.
You are losing, yeah.
And then, like, the longevity of it makes it worse and worse. So I completely understand going to HBO Max.
Yeah.
Or any movie that, like, wants to release in theaters for, like, 2 weeks and then HBO or Netflix, whatever. But it's just, I just miss movie theaters. That's basically what I'm getting at.
We all do.
Yeah.
We all do.
Yeah.
That's all right. But so, yeah, well, again, nothing's for sure yet, like I said. So HBO Max is still considering it. So they are still planning on releasing in December. Mm-hmm. Again, things could always change, but, you know, that's still their plan for it. Okay. So next piece of news. So Thor 4. Chris Pratt is confirmed to make his cameo as Star-Lord. So the Star-Lord character from the Guardians of the Galaxy will be making an appearance in Thor 4.
Which, spoiler alert, if you didn't see the end of Endgame, which it's been out for a while.
Yes.
I mean, Thor goes with the Guardians, so it's not really that much of a surprise, but it's still, like, cool.
Yeah, again, the next Guardians movie, Thor is supposed to be in it.
Yeah.
So, he's going to be an essential character involved in it. So, again, with the Thor movie, you kind of have to include the Guardians if Thor's going to be in the Guardians movie. So it's it's this kind of, like, crossover. But yeah, it's confirmed that Chris Pratt will be reprising his role as Star-Lord, and yeah, should be fun. That little scene they had together in the end of Endgame was, like, really funny, and, like, they had good chemistry with the back and forth banter. So I feel like
it could be good.
I think it'd be good. I'm excited for it. All right, next piece of news. So Lilo and Stitch live action remake has been talking to John Chu, who directed Crazy Rich Asians, to direct the live action of Lilo and Stitch. So
I haven't seen that movie in so long.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen that movie.
I don't even remember that much of it, to be honest with you.
Neither do I. I do remember they did make, like, a spin-off TV show.
Yeah, I do remember that.
I do remember. I never saw that. I never saw the show, but I do remember, like, that I do remember. And they had a couple movies actually with Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah. I mean, not surprised that there's a Lilo and Stitch live action, and also
they're just doing all these live
director
actions.
John Chu. I've never seen Crazy Rich Asians, but I've heard great things from everyone. So
yeah, I've seen it.
It's good, right?
It's good. It's again, I don't like two different movies.
Yeah,
because I know I've seen Lilo and Stitch, live action. It's pretty much the same movie. Depends if he plans on doing a different take of it, or I don't know. See. Again, they did that with Mulan, and I didn't like Mulan, so maybe just stick to the original story.
Or don't make live action,
or don't make live action.
Also,
I
mean, that makes sense for Disney too, because people are going to see it.
Yeah, again, people are going to see it regardless. Yeah. But yeah, again, I feel like because Disney they did well with their first few live actions. And they're just like, let's just continue.
Yeah, it was Jungle Book, and then what was the other one?
Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, Jungle Book did really well.
And Beauty and the Beast did really well, too. And they were just like, screw this, let's just keep making live actions.
And it just has been going downhill quality-wise, in my opinion.
Because there's only so much you can do.
I know, it's not bad.
It's the same story.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. I mean, I was like kind of complaining about how there's always these live actions, but coming from me, I was like, "Oh, Lion King live action, I'm seeing it because that's my favorite. That's my favorite Disney movie." And I saw it, and I was like, "It's the same movie." Like if you love Disney, then this is like amazing for you.
Yeah, but again, it's just kind of that thing. It's like, well, for me, like I would agree with you. It's this thing where it's like, yeah, they're remaking a movie I've already seen before, and I really love that movie, and they're just doing a live action of it. But then when you go see it, it's just like, okay, it's the same movie. Like, but at the same time, then Mulan did a different approach, but that was so bad. It's just like, so there is no middle ground to this. It's either you make your own movie and it has a chance of being bad because it's not the original story, or do the exact same thing and just live action, and it's just, So yeah. I think the whole idea is just, Yeah. So.
I agree.
All right, next piece of news. John Mulaney is now a staff writer on The Late Night with Seth Meyers. So executive producer Mike Shoemaker announces that comedian John Mulaney is officially part of the staff for The Late Night with Seth Meyers. So I'm a big John Mulaney fan. I love his stand-up. I love all of his stuff he does on SNL, all the skits he does. He's such a great writer. I'm excited for this. I really am, and especially because I do like Seth Meyers too. I like his show. Seth Meyers is also just a great writer as well, and his show is very just very good. So I think just adding a big name writer like this, just gonna add more to it. Anything to add there?
No, I mean, I think they mesh well.
Exactly.
I love Seth Meyers. I love John Mulaney too. I think he's a brilliant. I think he's a brilliant writer. In my personal opinion, I think right now he's the best stand-up comic. Although he hasn't made one in a year or two.
It's been a couple, yeah.
But I think he is absolutely genius when it comes to comedy writing. So, I mean, I think this is good. This is not bad. I think Seth Meyers, even without John Mulaney, I think he's a brilliant mind and very good interviewer and knows, he's just very good. I don't know what else to say. And so I think Mulaney as a writer makes it even better. So there's nothing wrong here in my opinion.
No, there isn't. And again, I'm such a big fan of both, so I think just the collaboration of them coming together is just going to be so good.
I love Mulaney.
I really do too, and I'm excited for this. Honestly, I watch late night when I can, but I feel like I'm going to be looking out for it more and more now. So
I agree.
All right, so next piece of news. The Outsider Season 2 being pitched to new networks after HBO cancels the series. So the Outsider was the show that was released back in, I think it was March. It was based off the Stephen King stories. I watched the show. It was a good show. It was nothing that blew me away. The fact that it got canceled, I don't want to say it doesn't surprise me. It's just it clearly just didn't click to the audience. I don't think, when watching the show, I was never just oh my God, I need to know what happens next. I was just okay, just, it was just so,
I never watched the show, so it's all you.
It was a good, again, like I said, it was good, just wasn't great. Nothing to rave about. I can understand why HBO canceled it. But yeah, so they're looking to pitch to new networks for a season 2. Fortunately, if they pitch this, they would have to pitch it to like a Showtime or like a Star, because I don't know, so they could get that kind of same budget, because they did a lot with this show, and it's very intense, and a lot of things go involved with this. So unless Netflix picks it up or something like that too. So yeah,
that's all you, because once again I never saw it.
Well, yeah, that's all I really could add. Is just it was a good show, nothing too crazy about. Basically, I'll say this: if a season 2 never happens,
you'll be fine.
Life will move on.
Yeah,
life will move on. All right, so next piece of news. So some Netflix series getting renewed for another season. So Umbrella Academy officially renewed for season 3. And Space Force officially renewed for season 2. So both shows I've seen. Both shows are... Well, Umbrella Academy's good. I like Umbrella Academy. Especially the way they ended it. So it's going to be very interesting what happens with season 3. Space Force, our reviews on it. We've talked about it before. They were already writing for season 2 before they even got renewed, and they officially just got renewed for season 2. So at least they probably all have their writing done now, I guess. So
yeah, I mean, with that cast and people who behind it, I'm not surprised that it's a season 2, and I'm sure wasn't it really popular still, even with
Again, yes, it got a lot of viewership in that first week.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Because of the cast, because of the who's behind it. Again, we have our opinions on how it went, but again, I will give it another go around for season 2. I will watch it. I won't have the same expectations what I was expecting from season 1. So
I give Space Force a lot of credit in the sense of Greg Daniels and Steve Carell making a new show in the Office atmosphere, because that is really hard coming out of the just the Office show. Everyone knows their expectations going into it is going to be high regardless. I didn't really get into Space Force, but I'm still giving them credit that they have something and they're still continuing the story, and it's not just like a one season, let's just get money. It's we actually want to see where this goes and kind of want to make it even better than it was. So I commend them for that. I hope I see season 2. I'm gonna wait for the reviews, because I didn't get into season 1 that much. I didn't think it was that funny, but like I said, I give them credit, because it's a hard thing to do, to make a new show involving Greg Daniels and Steve Carell from The Office, which is considered one of the best comedies ever.
Yeah.
So, like I said, good for them. I'm happy for them again.
There you go. Jordy giving a positive twist on the whole thing.
I am. I'm just
him. I didn't expect that out of him.
I mean, it's hard, and
I didn't expect that.
It's hard
from
to
Jordy.
come from The Office. Yeah. I mean, I love Greg Daniels. I think Greg Daniels, Steve Carell, I think everyone on that is really good. It just wasn't for me, and I'm happy that any show that gets another season, it's hard to continue a show. No, it's not easy. So yeah, look at that positivity.
Wow, he actually has some positive spin. I'm looking at a new person here, guys. All right.
26 has changed me.
Whoa. All right. So next piece of news that we have, so the Friends reunion delayed to March 2021. So the reunion episode, kind of like what is coming out with the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air on Thursday. They're doing a reunion episode with Friends where, they get together and they talk about their favorite episodes and whatnot and their experiences with each other. So that was supposed to come out in May or June, but because of coronavirus, they never got a chance to get together and do it. So they are saying that it will come out in March of 2021. So those Friends fans out there, the reunion episode's still on its way. So it will be on HBO Max, like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air one. So all that fun stuff.
Nice.
I'll be there for you.
Nice.
Yes.
Good work.
Thank you. All right. Next piece of news.
It's our last, right?
No, we got 2 more.
Oh, I thought you were gonna combine them.
Oh, we could combine them, but yes. It's kind of hard to combine them.
I know. Just go.
All right.
My bad.
Next piece of news. So Bloodshot 2 with Vin Diesel is returning for a sequel in the works. So, the movie with Vin Diesel that came out back in March, Bloodshot. Maybe you've seen it, maybe you haven't, maybe you saw the trailer for it. So they are already talking about doing a sequel for it. And it did not do well with the reviews. It did not do well in the box office. It did not do well with a lot of things. But yet, they're still talking about doing a sequel.
Yeah, we'll talk about that more
again,
later.
You could chalk it up maybe because of coronavirus. They didn't do well in the box office.
Very true.
Possibly. Because, again, that's when, like, when they were supposed to come out, so when, like, coronavirus just, like, hit the United States and, like, things were starting to shut down and whatnot. You could chalk it up to that, sure, but I think the reviews say it, and, like, watching the trailer just doesn't seem that good. So, I think what they made is what they were going to make regardless.
Yeah.
So their budget was like $45 million, and they made...
It was like 36 or something.
Yeah, they made like $36.6 million.
Something, yeah.
Yeah, so they were clearly under. The reviews, it was like... Rotten Tomatoes was like 30%. Metacritic was 30%. IMDb gave it a 5 out of 10. So, like...
Yeah, I'm saving all my stuff for that for later.
So basically,
that's why I'm not talking about it.
They're in talks to do a sequel.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. It's just in the works, but we'll see what happens. And then also, in other news, Olympus Has Fallen 4 brings back Gerard Butler for Night Has Fallen. So the new one's called Night Has Fallen? Yes, the new one's going to be called The Night Has Fallen. You guys know the action movie where Gerard Butler is a CIA agent and saves the president.
He always saves the president.
Yep. So it was Olympus Has Fallen, then London Has Fallen, and then Angel Has Fallen, and now it's going to be The Night Has Fallen. So it's going to be the 4th installment in this franchise. You know what? Like, the first one was really good. The second one was okay. Third one was okay. Does it deserve a 4th? I don't know.
I don't know. So that
at least they're keeping the main character involved, I guess. Like
that bears the question, Steve-O.
What? Yes, that does bear the question. Bear down on your bear of questions.
Bear down.
Bear down.
How does someone determine to greenlight a sequel of them? You would think great success, great box office.
That would be the typical, that's what deserves a sequel. But that's not always the case.
No.
As you see with Bloodshot.
Once again, could be coronavirus.
Like I said, you could chalk it up to coronavirus, but I personally think no. I personally think the movie wasn't there.
And even if they did make money, I don't think it would have been that much.
Yeah. If they made money, they would have probably just made their budget or made maybe $1 million over. Their budget was 45. They might have made 46.
It just blows my mind that could be in discussion for Bloodshot specifically. I don't want to shoot it down because, like I said, I'm trying to get positivity. It is hard to make a movie. Any movie is hard to make. What I don't see is, I haven't seen the movie, so maybe after I see it, I can maybe say, like, oh, there could be a sequel to this or something like that, but...
They may have set it up for a sequel, but just because you set something up for a sequel doesn't mean it deserves a sequel. Like, look at when they did the Avatar, The Last Airbender, when they tried to make that into a live-action movie.
Yeah.
They set it up, the way they ended the movie, they tried to set it up for a sequel, but that movie was so bad. And I'm going to reiterate, that movie was so bad that they did not get a freaking sequel.
Yeah.
Because it was a piece of shit, and they disgraced the series itself on top of it.
Steve was an avid fan of Avatar The Last Airbender.
Oh, I am. I'm a big fan of Avatar The Last Airbender.
I know.
And they disgraced that show with the piece of garbage they made into a movie. You know, you have the source. I'm getting on a tangent. I'm sorry.
It's
You have
okay.
the freaking source material and saying the names wrong. What the fuck's wrong with you? But yeah, you know, again, movies do set up for sequels. Just because they set it up for a sequel doesn't mean you're gonna get one. So let's say Bloodshot does end up setting up a sequel, but does it really deserve to get a sequel?
I mean, but we can't say that technically. I mean, we can say it's like statistics of box office and budget.
Right.
But I mean, I haven't seen it, so I can't really like have that much into it. I'm trying to think of movies that got a sequel that didn't deserve it. Or I shouldn't say didn't deserve it, but like are shocked.
Are shocked. A couple that comes to mind. So, do you remember Ghost Rider with Nicolas Cage?
Yeah.
That got a sequel.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened.
I think because it's a big name actor and like it had somewhat of a decent story-ish. I don't know.
And it was based off a comic book, but
yeah. And then also Grown Ups.
Yeah,
Grown Ups too. But to be fair, that's just Adam Sandler, just him and his friends hanging out.
Yeah.
And it's his own production company producing it too.
Those two movies came out in theaters, right? That was before the Netflix sign. I'm
yes,
pretty sure.
Yes, those both came out in theaters.
Did the first one do well?
Maybe, like they probably did like decent in the box office, but not, like critically, hell no.
Because I think maybe it was still like the Adam Sandler people were like, oh, he still made like Waterboy, Billy Madison.
Probably, and then also the Fantastic Four. Like the original one.
But they try to make it into the MCU. That might be a little.
No.
They did. They had a Fantastic Four and a Silver Surfer.
Yeah, that was the Silver Surfer was the sequel to Fantastic Four.
Yeah, I don't. Once again, it could have done well in the box office.
The first one did. The second one did not.
Well, yeah, because the first one I don't think was good.
Yeah.
It was pretty boring of what I remember, but for some reason that franchise they just can't. No one can get that right.
Yeah, I don't get why either.
I mean, like I said, it is hard to make a movie regardless.
It does, but you know what? There is enough source material. There is.
Maybe they didn't have the right writers.
It's more of they just have to get the right person on the project. I think that's the issue there. So because like with the first Fantastic Four movies. Those were good movies, but they weren't part of the MCU. They were just standalone movies. And then the one they were trying to get involved.
I never saw that one.
Oh, it was so bad.
I know. I heard it was really bad.
So bad. And I do love because they set it up for a sequel. It's just like, you ain't gonna get a sequel. Watching that. But yeah, no. There's always movies that will, again, always get sequels, even though they don't need them, deserve them, or. Like, you know what? Like, comedies get sequels. And
you hear about them trying to make Wedding Crashers too, right?
Yeah, no, that's for sure happening. That is for sure happening.
I don't know.
That has been confirmed that they are doing Wedding Crashers too.
I don't know. It's so much better when you come up with original comedies. I mean, like I said, very, very fucking hard to do that. But
yeah.
When
Well, again,
success,
you can't branch off of what's already a success. Like,
I mean, 21 Jump Street did 22, but they were also very meta with it, where they said it's the exact same thing. Do the exact same thing.
Exactly, and they did the only difference was just funnier jokes. Yeah. Funny, like that's all.
I like when they were very like, because I feel like they got pushed to make a sequel. Because I don't know if Jonah Hill wanted to write another one, but I'm sure like the studio was like, just write one more. Like, it did so well. 21 Jump Street. I'm sure we can get one more out of this, and then he's probably like, all right, I'll do it. And then it came into 22 where he's like, all right, I don't have anything off the top of my head to do something new, so let's just talk about how it's going to be the exact same thing, which is very comedic and very smart.
Well, again, because you also have like The Hangover.
Yeah, did you like 2 and 3 of The Hangover? I rewatched 2. 2 wasn't as bad as it was.
It's not that I think it's bad. It's more of just like, I think, would the world move on if there was no Hangover 2 or 3? Yes. Do I think they make a significant... No.
I don't think 2... I remember seeing it and I was like, oh, 2 is like the exact same thing.
It's the exact same thing.
Which it is, but it wasn't... It's okay. 3 was okay. They're not... I don't think any of them were... Well, the first one's awesome.
Yeah.
The second and third they weren't bad. It was just like... It's the same.
Exactly. Zoolander 2. Terrible.
That doesn't deserve a conversation.
That was just real
That
bad.
doesn't deserve. That was also, I think,
Like,
forcefully made.
yeah, Anchorman 2, a lot of these.
Anchorman
like,
2 was forcefully made.
Like, a lot of those were kind of, forcefully made, and it's just, they're, again, but those movies did well in the box office.
Yeah,
Anchorman, Zoolander, like...
Anchorman original, so great.
Those did
Hangover
well.
2, I'm sure, did very well in the box office, because Hangover 1 was...
Again, those are different scenarios because...
of how amazing
how well they did in the first year.
Yeah.
But again, we're trying to figure out, again, bad movies that do get sequels, why do they get sequels?
Yeah.
Again, it's more of how you pitch it, I would say.
I know. It's a lot of it is how you pitch it to the studio.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of it is, like, maybe... I'm trying to think of... I wouldn't even say a comedy. I'm trying to think of something that was better than the original. Like, think of a sequel...
That was better than the original?
Yeah.
Godfather Part 2.
There's a lot of there. Okay, more recent. Sorry, I'm not...
All right. Well,
I don't know that. I said that was a good one.
Star Wars, the New Hope, and then The Empire Strikes Back. The Empire Strikes Back, in my opinion, is better than New Hope.
So it's, I mean, but that was like George Lucas made that whole idea out before. So I'm sure he pitched the studio the 3 movies that he's making. So I'm trying to think of
where a sequel outshines.
Yeah, which has happened.
I gave you a couple good examples there. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I'm saying one that maybe they didn't even have the second movie in mind that hit it, because The Empire Strikes Back, they knew the Star Wars was gonna be a thing.
Actually, not true.
They knew the 3.
No. The original, again, if you watch there's a documentary about it. George Lucas's plan was originally just to do the one movie, and
What, A New Hope?
Yeah. Again, the way it ends,
how did it end?
It just ends with them being the heroes. If you.
Oh, yeah.
Again, it doesn't set it up for a sequel.
True. I was wrong.
Yeah, originally it was not meant to be a trilogy. It was just meant to be a standalone movie and then make toys out of the movies. So.
Yeah, well, that's very impressive then, because.
But that's what I mean. So.
Yeah, no. I guess I was more thinking of a movie that wasn't that good the first time, but was better the second time.
Oh, you can make the argument Batman Begins and Dark Knight. Even though Batman Begins is a good movie, but The Dark Knight outshines.
Yeah, no, but the Batman Begins wasn't a bad movie.
That's what I mean. It was a good movie, it was outshined by
The Dark Knight. Yeah,
The Dark Knight because.
So good.
So that's another example where a sequel outshines. But again, those movies did well. You have to think of a movie that did poorly in the box office, and then they were like, you know what?
Let's change it up on the second one.
Let's give it a second chance.
And it did really well. I can't think
it did very well. No, I don't. Yeah, I can't think of an example of that.
I know.
I could think of examples of when they got a sequel and they did terrible still. I could think of examples where... Definitely. But I can't really...
Where a good movie got outshined from a second one because it was even better, which is something that has happened.
But yeah, I can't...
I know, which begs me... I'm going back to the Bloodshot. Once again, I haven't seen it, so I don't have a great outlook on how they can do it.
Yeah, but to me, it's one of those movies when you see the trailer, kind of like when I saw the trailer for Paranormal Activity and trailer for... I know weird examples, but Paranormal Activity and... The Purge. When you see the trailer, you could already know what the movie's about. You could already literally
The Purge is so bad.
You could do shot by shot exactly what's going to happen, play by play, from just watching the trailer. And I think Bloodshot is one of those movies where you watch the trailer and you could already guess what's going to happen shot for shot, and you know how it's going to end.
To be honest,
because it's too predictable.
To be honest with you can say the same thing with Olympus Has Fallen.
Yeah, no, I agree.
But that does well.
But again, because I think they know what they're going for. It's an action movie, and as long as there's bullets flying, blood...
It's like Fast and Furious.
Yeah, as long as there's bullets flying, people dying, and someone's going to be interested in it. Again, yes, the Olympus Fallen movies, again, it's what you expect. And I think that's why they do so good, is because you know what you're going in to see. It's just a mindless...
some people love mindless action movies.
Exactly.
Which sometimes for me, I just have the mood and I just want to watch a mindless action movie.
Exactly.
Yeah, but...
So...
I don't know. I just, it's crazy that, we talked about how Bloodshot 2 is in the works, even though they lost money. But like we said, it could be coronavirus, but...
Again, maybe that's part of their pitch. They chalked it up to coronavirus.
True. Well, we'll see. It's kind of... horrible to get our take because I haven't seen it, but we're basing it off of reviews and our reactions to the trailer when we saw it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. You have anything else?
I have nothing else to add. So other than that, just have fun. Yeah. Peace and love.
Well, shouldn't we follow us on Instagram?
Oh yeah, that too.
Yeah. We're not leaving yet. Follow us on Instagram at Steven Centrella, on Twitter at Thorndale Talk, at Kibbles312, and at Steven Centrella. Our Facebook page, Thorndale Theater Talk, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Thorndale Theater Talk, to watch our videos of our podcast. Comment, like, subscribe. Tell us what you want to hear. Tell us stuff that you don't want us to talk about that we always do. We've ventured off of Community. I remember we talked about Community a lot.
Hey. All I want for Christmas is criticism.
Yeah, remember that. And to listen to us every Tuesday on streaming services like Apple Podcast, Breaker, and what's the other one? Spotify.
You can't forget Spotify.
Yeah, or watch us on our YouTube videos come up every Tuesday.
Yeah, you can see my fun hand gestures.
You guys, fun hand gestures. Yeah.
That's the robot.
All right. See you next week.
Thank you.